Whenever you ready, Doug.
All right. So, what made you come up, or what was the inspiration behind the title of this project you're working on right now?
God has the final say. When I started writing all the songs on the album, I had wrote them like about a year or two ago. And I was going to use them for my group, Transform, which their album comes out in August. Let's add that in. But it sounded so choiry, a lot of songs that I was writing. And I thought, we hadn't had a live recording since '94 with Elder Houston that did it. And it was always a big thing for me to want to try to, embrace and take it, what he did, and just, do something more with it. And so, when I started doing these songs, I felt like that song kept getting more and more. It's got more of a greater reaction. And it was such a simple song. Sometimes the simple songs are where it's at. Even though I tried to add on to it, it just never would work. So I was sitting in the movies, and I had called Pastor, and I texted him, because that song was in my mind. And I said, that should be the name of the album. He said, it's funny you say that, because I was just thinking that song even now while you saying it. So I just said, that was confirmation for me from the man of God. And so that's how it came about. God has the final say. So that's it.
And when do you, as far as when you project this album to drop?
June the 4th. June the 4th is going to be, that is the projected date. I was going to do it in March for spring workers meeting, but now I just thought about it. I said AIM is a better time, because it's about auxiliaries and ministries.
Right.
And, it's our auxiliary, so, music department, that's our time to really come out. I'm honored with this album because, first of all, Bishop allowed me to do it, number one. Number two, it was a dream come true, and I got to work with some of the musicians that I always dreamed about working with. On drums, I had Minister Jay Thurston and Brother Corey Rolfe, and they, attended with me. And on guitar, I had Billy and Bobby Davis and Bill Black and Kyle Tafsit. And then on keyboard, I had keyboard and organ. I had Stefan Daly, who came in. He was a good friend of mine, and he knew what I needed, and he embraced what I did. And then, of course, the one guy that taught me everything that I know, who's responsible for everything that you see musically in me, Elder Rod Houston. That was a big dream come true, like a son working with his dad, and he's always been like a dad to me. And so it's just a big joy that they actually embraced what I was doing. So I thank God for them. And of course, my pastor was really a big push. To God be the glory for all the support, so forth.
And what do you have coming up here in the future for as far as Kansas Southwest Choir, and also for your group Transform?
Kansas Southwest Choir, that'll be. I know the album's going to sell in AIM, and let me note this too. Our international vice president, Madison, he came in, and he helped to make the recording a success. And there's one song that he did on Reprise that's featuring him, Elder Edgar P.D. Madison. But the plan is to, to let everybody see what Wichita is doing, Kansas Southwest, because musically I feel like it's time for us to break out even more. I mean, we did good in the days of Elder Mark Gilkey and Elder Houston and Elder Jiggets and those who came before us, but just break out even more with another album and let them know, hey, we ain't no slouches either. We know how to do what we do, and praise God. With all due respect to Detroit and everybody else, this is Wichita. This is how we do.
Now, for those of you out there who might not know you, give us a little background information about yourself. I know you said Elder Rod had a big influence in your life, and
Elder Mark Gilkey had another. Those two together, hands down, were the top two, because growing up in St. Mark like I did, Elder Mark was directing the choir and Elder Rod was on the organ. And so, I'm 2 years old, little lad, and I'm looking at, these, what I call larger than life characters, in my opinion, in my mind. Looking at them, I just already said right there, I wanted to be just like those guys. And, I don't get to give this guy a lot of credit, but Trevor Houston, which is Elder Rod's brother, he was a drummer at the time. He's the one that really made me want to start playing. So those three were big monumental figures in what you see with me now. Other than that, Bishop Gilkey, of course, because you can't do nothing without Bishop say so. And I grew up, in his church when he was Elder Gilkey at the time, before he became Bishop, and he had a big influence. And let the boy do what he do, let him play. So those things, and Mother Vicki Taylor, she was meant a lot to me. She was like my my Kids of the Kingdom preschool teacher. I cried. I didn't want to leave her class when I got older. I did not want to leave. And of course, my family. There's so many people I can name, but I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings on this thing. Somebody will think that I just left them hanging. But I mean, there's so many. But if I could pinpoint, and my grandmother, she always carried me on, let me go to the state meetings and stuff like that. Those are my influences.
All right, that's cameo, prophet, professor, brother.
No, not professor. Brother's cool, I'm brother. But I'll give you a couple of clips of what's going on, so you'll see the progress. Just keep praying for us. We're getting there. We're getting there. Elder Rod's gonna be in on Monday, and the band, we're working hard, and the singers, they are doing an awesome job. It's way more to it than people realize. Some people think you record and bam, the next day it come out, and there's more to it because we want to make sure that it sounds right just for everybody. When you buy it, we want to make sure that you don't take the CD cover and use it for a dustpan. Once you do that. So I'll give you a couple of songs that's going to be on there. We have some wonderful leads. Michelle Wilkerson came in. She led. She goes to Greater St. Paul in Omaha. She's part of the Eastern District. Sister T. Prophet, she led What a Friend. Miss T. Prophet, she led What a Friend, and she did a wonderful job with that song. We had Sister Connie Rome, she led Get Back Up. There was so many. Oh, I can't forget Darius Shannon, all the way from Greater St. Paul. She led what's the song? Honor, that's the name of the song. But it's so much. I can go down the list. But if I did, then you would know what to expect. So I'm gonna shut up and just let you hear a little bit of something. This one had the audience. They kind of got into it with the song, but still kind of edgy, not mixed, raw. But when it gets mixed, you'll see what I'm saying. So here's one of them. That's Michelle.
That the Lord made, I will rejoice and be glad in me. Let's celebrate. You don't know what the Lord has done for me. I gotta praise. If you don't want to praise Him, move out my way. Move out my way. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Your voice like a trumpet knocking.
You only get a little bit of that, okay? Because it gets more edgier, more grittier towards the end. Other songs, kind of. The one thing I'm proud about this album is that nothing sounds the same, at least in my opinion. That's just me. Well, we did.